Hello guys, welcome to Sportsbook Review and we're happy Monday. It is Champions League week. I'm super excited. It is gearing up quarterfinals. We've got Big Man on campus, we've got Martin Green and we've got Alex from needfortips.com. Guys, thank you so much for being here.
Hi, Natalie.
Hey, Nat.
Now, we've got two awesome matches today. So we're covering Tuesday's matches today, and then tomorrow, same time, we will be doing Wednesday's fixtures today, purely focusing on Tuesdays, which is Juventus versus Barcelona and Dortmund versus Monaco. Two awesome matches. I'm going to start with you, Big Man. Is there one in particular that you're excited about, more focused on? Will you be doing like an Alex, where he watches them on both screens? He's got one eye on each match. How do you approach it?
I would do the same thing for sure. Yeah, I think both these matches, all the matches are going to be great. I'm looking. This is probably my favorite thing to watch as far as football is concerned. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
Absolutely. You are not alone. We are looking forward to it as well. Also, guys watching, don't forget we are doing our halftime recap as well. Alex will be hosting tomorrow's. I will be on a plane, but we'll be back on Wednesday to host Wednesday's show. What about you, Martin? A match that you're particularly looking forward to watching or betting on, or will you be watching too?
I'll be watching too, but it's really interesting. There are some real blockbuster ties in the quarterfinals. You've got Juventus, Barcelona, Real v Bayern Munich. But I think the one that I'm really excited about features some of the less heralded teams. Borussia Dortmund versus Monaco. Borussia Dortmund have broken records for the amount of goals they've been scoring this season in the Champions League. And Monaco, 6-all against Man City in the last round. Phenomenal stuff. So I think that should be a really exciting, open, free-flowing game. Can't wait to watch it.
Yeah, well, listen, let's crack on. Just want to say as well, hello to everybody who are chiming in and commenting. We're going to run through both matches. So we're going to start with Juventus versus Barcelona. Let's read the outrights here. Powered by Bet365. Juventus 2.62, Barcelona 2.88, and draw 3.4. So you could hardly split this. Juventus at home can be a force. They have been a force this season. Barcelona on the road. Looking towards a Juventus win, to be honest with you, but I think this could be really close. It could be even a draw. Going to start with you, Alex. What are your thoughts just right now on the outrights?
Really tough match to call. I think that is the toughest match to call from these four matches that are taking place this week. The bad news for Barcelona is that they will have the same referee as their 4-0 defeat in France with PSG. So the Polish Szymon Marciniak, if I'm reading correct, is the referee of this first leg at Juventus Stadium. Yeah, Juventus is a really big force, as you said, when they are playing home. And it will be no surprise if we will see them winning against Barcelona. The funny thing is Barcelona doesn't matter with the result from the first half. They will say everything in the second half. So I'm expecting a match full of opportunities from both sides. I think that even though they will play out, Barcelona will have the possession, but it will be tougher for them than they are expecting. So yeah, home win is interesting, but my top tip comes from the goals market.
Yeah, and interesting, this is obviously a rematch of the 2015 final. Barca won 3-1, but Barcelona have not beaten Juventus on their own turf. So definitely going to be close. Big Man, any thoughts on the outrights right now?
I mean, I think we can all agree Barcelona form-wise hasn't been particularly good lately. I mean, you look at over the weekend, lose to Malaga in La Liga. They haven't been good on the road, and you're playing, if not the best home team in the world. I mean, you look at what Juventus has done at home lately. 15 straight wins in Turin. They've also won 21 of 23, the two coming as draws. For me, they haven't surrendered a goal in 351 minutes. It's hard for me to go against those numbers. I think here in the first leg, I think they get the job done. I'm going to take them outright. I just don't like what I'm seeing from Barcelona lately. And we have to also point out, Lionel Messi does not seem happy. I don't know if people heard his post-game comments. You mentioned several players need to be dropped. I would agree with him. Mateo has been awful. But yeah, it's hard for me to get into Barcelona, even though they are one of the best teams in the world. I think Juventus gets the job done here at home, a place they just don't lose at.
Yeah, exactly. It's that home advantage, isn't it? And Martin, what about that 2-0 defeat Barcelona suffered at Malaga over the weekend? Does that give any indication of sort of the match that we'll see tomorrow? Were they resting players? Obviously, we had Neymar sent off. Does that give you, if anybody say who wanted to bet Barcelona, would that match give you doubt, or what are you thinking of the outrights?
I think you raised an interesting point there. Did they rest players? No, they didn't rest players. They played the strongest starting 11 that was available to them at the time, and it still wasn't good enough for them to beat Malaga. While at the same time, Juventus rested. They rested Bonucci. They rested Chiellini. So they rested 2/3 of what is the most formidable defence in Europe, because they have a 6-point gap at the top of Serie A. Whereas Barcelona don't have that luxury. They're fighting tooth and nail with Real Madrid for the title. So I think that could help swing things in favour of Juventus. It really is a fascinating game. You've got an immovable force meets an unstoppable object, the world's best defence against the world's best attack. I mean, Juventus have all these crazy statistics about how well they're defending, but that does tend to go out the window when Messi, Neymar and Suarez roll into town. They've proved it time and time again. I think Juventus should score, because Barcelona are terrible defensively at the moment. So it'll just be whether those players can break down a very strong Juventus defence. But I think this leg could just swing in favour of Juventus. I'd probably go Juventus draw no bet, 1.85.
Yeah, Martin, with you on that one. That is the way that I'm going to play the outrights as well. Totally agree with you. Big man, Juventus at home, undefeated, really are a force. Juventus draw no bet definitely is my option, 1.8. But Alex, you were saying goals. You're looking at the goals market. We've got some interesting comments, and that was a very interesting comment as well from Martin. We've got a great defense against a great attack. Our commenters here are looking more towards both teams to score over 2.5 goals. What are you looking at in this match?
Yeah, first of all, I want to say that I love what Benjamin from Melbourne, Australia is saying, that all 4 games from Champions League to have over 2.5 goals in each one of them sounds a really good parlay. But regarding this game, I think that even though they're on the road and even though their performance against Malaga was really poor, I think that I was seeing that 4-0 defeat against PSG, like that Barcelona were playing. I think that this one is crucial for them. So I think that they can find the back of the net against Juventus at Juventus Stadium. So both teams to score looks really incredible. 1.77 looks really, really good. So this is my official tip for this match.
Okay, both teams to score, like it, and it also covers for a possible draw, which this could be. Big man, what is your official tip?
I'm going to go with Juventus straight up. I'm going to go, what do we have here? 2.62. I'm going to take a shot with them here. I just can't really get into what Barcelona's done, particularly on the road. I mean, they just haven't played that well. I'm not going to go against some of the numbers. I think Alex makes a good point. I think they will score. I think it's a 2-1 game, but I'm going to go Juventus. I like what I've seen from them. They have probably one of the probably the best goalkeeper in the world. He wasn't really challenged too much in their last game. Obviously, you mentioned, Martin, some of the guys that got some rest, Bonucci and Chiellini. I'm going to take a shot here with the outright win. I think they get the job done at home.
All right, straight up outright win. Interesting as well. Just want to quickly cover there's not much value actually on the to qualify market in this match. You've got Barca 1.53 and then Juventus 2.62. Now, our friend Stuart from Tipster HQ, he's been backing Juventus all the way. So Juventus 2.62 could be the way that he would take the to qualify market. But judging how Barca,
I just wanted to point out, I have a 10-1 future on Juventus to win this whole tournament. So I'm actively rooting for this side, clearly. So I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah, that's Stuart from Tipster HQ as well. He's all from I think from the very, very beginning when we were doing before the first ball had been kicked on the Champions League pitch, he was going for Juventus as well. So that could be, that there could be some value in that. I'm just worried the way that Barcelona turned things around against PSG at home. I think if this was Natalie, the other way around. Yeah.
Here's one thing I wanted to point out. I mean, they didn't play well in the first leg of that group. They also were down in that match and had to come back furiously at home. I mean, that's just one of those games where you kind of distraught what happened. I mean, they just got really lucky and were able to come back, but they haven't played well in this tournament. They haven't played well really lately. They're losing to sides that they shouldn't lose to. Deportivo, Malaga, you mentioned. They're just not in that good a form right now. I don't know how.
Yeah, but it's true what you guys are saying. But remember that we're talking about Barcelona, so
Sure, I hear
it
you.
doesn't matter the bad streak or a bad day or whatever. I think that if those free from the attacking will be focused 100%, and if they will catch a good day, I think that they can destroy any team in this world.
Sure.
They can, but I think that the key word here is if they are on a good day, and
Best
if what they
defense in
can
the world
is
they're playing now.
with Messi as well, not in. But Alex, would you take Barcelona to qualify, or would you take Juventus to qualify?
No, against I would take Barcelona to qualify against any team from the quarterfinals. But beside Juventus, I'm not going to play the qualifying market against Juventus, because Juventus are really constant. I think that they are the most constant team in Europe right now, which offers them motivation and determination, and they will enter really determined to go further. So it's hard to predict the qualifying team from this double leg.
Yeah. All right. Leading on now, Dortmund versus Monaco, the second fixture of Tuesday's matches. Dortmund 1.7, draw 4.5, and Monaco 4.75, powered by Bet365. First competitive match between these two teams. We've got Dortmund very strong at home in the Bundesliga, I think undefeated, but they do struggle on the road, so they need to use their home advantage now before they go to Monaco. Monaco, a very exciting team emerging. Whether this year will be their year or if it will be next year, but certainly value there to play the Dortmund win, who have proved a strength at home. Going to start with you, Martin. Let's talk about the outrights first. Will you be playing the outrights?
I will not be playing the outrights. No, I'm afraid not. Not by the way this Monaco team plays. They have a crazy gung-ho brand of football where they just, both fullbacks motor up and down the pitch. They leave gaps at the back. They just go out all out attack, and they are phenomenal going forwards, but they really can concede goals. So wouldn't like to say on the outrights, really. I'll be looking at the goals market and indeed on the goal scorers for my tips. Well, I can go straight into it.
I'm excited. So who goal scorers? Who are you going for?
Well, I think Aubameyang is possibly the most exciting striker in Europe at the moment, and he is playing against a very weak Monaco defence. Sergio Aguero took them apart, and I think he can as well. So 1.83 on him at any time looks great. And I also like, from the Monaco ranks, Kylian Mbappe, who was phenomenal against Man City and really just looks like the next Thierry Henry. You can get 3.75 on him to score at any time with Betfred. But I also found a phenomenal price, 9.0 on him to score at any time with Stan James. Not sure if that's a mistake, but I'd definitely check that out because I think he's going to be a real threat with his pace.
Nice. All right. So definitely here there. You're predicting goals. I'm as well. Alex, I know you're a goals market player. What do you think we're going to see? Lots of goals. And are you playing the outrights?
Yeah, I have a lot of tips from this match. I'm studying this match for the last couple of hours. I love this match. I think that is the one that we should concentrate 100% to see it. Of course, it's also Juventus versus Barcelona at the same time, but this is why I have two TVs watching both games in the same time. Yeah, Dortmund home, Monaco, of course, in Europe. They are first place in France. Dortmund disappointed in the last match versus Bayern. Were trashed 4-1 by Bayern Munich. I'm expecting goals, yes. Both teams to score in the over 2.5 at 1.7 right now. But I love also Monaco, not as a single bet. That means not at a straight winner, but +1 on the Asian handicap, 1.84. So in case of Dortmund win at 1 goal, we will take our stake back. But I don't think that Monaco will lose in this one. So +1 seems really, really good and not risky at all from my point of view. And my third tip, It's Monaco to score over 1.5 goals in the match, priced at 2.7. So huge odds offered to Monaco. I don't understand. I don't understand. I understand that Dortmund is a force when they're playing home, and but everyone is thinking that Monaco are outsiders. Well, they are not. We saw them winning against Manchester City. Incredible performance all this tournament, all this season in Champions League. And if they will pass Dortmund in this double leg, I think that they have a pretty big chance to go further till the final. So let's see the first leg and what it will happen.
Yeah, I certainly agree with you. The Monaco should not be underestimated in this match, but I think Dortmund at home shouldn't be either. Big man, 1.7. Are you taking the Dortmund win? Are you looking at the outrights, or are you focusing on another market?
I got a couple here as well. I mean, I agree with everyone. You would be hard pressed to think we're not going to see goals. I mean, Monaco is a relentless team. I mean, they just come at you. And they've actually turned into one of my. I love watching them. Both these teams are great. And from my area where I live, Pulisic is from, so I like to see him do well, and maybe he scores a goal in this one. But yeah, as far as from where I think, I'll go over. This should be like a 3-2. Maybe a draw type of game. I really don't think we see this isn't 1-0. I mean, there's no way. These teams are just going to attack. Dortmund does have one of the better crowds you're going to find. Bundesliga always very good as far as crowds are concerned. You look at Dortmund; they've scored 3 or more goals in 6 of 8 Champions League games. We all know Monaco can score. I'll go over 3.5, but I'm actually going to take a shot here with Monaco outright. I think. Yeah. You look at against Bayern Munich. I mean, Dortmund looked lost on defense. I know it's Bayern Munich, but I mean, I don't know if you guys saw the one goal. I mean, I forget who it was, but he just stuck his head out and didn't even want to challenge the ball. I don't know what they were doing on defense. I think Monaco's going to score some goals here. I'll go 3-2 Monaco.
I think that sorry to interrupt,
yeah,
big man. Two of Bayern Munich's goals were on the break. I think that Dortmund had the possibility to score 2 times, and both times Bayern went on the break and scored 2 easy goals. So I think that is their defense, exactly like you said, that is problematic. So I think that Monaco has big chances to go further.
Yeah, no, and at that price, sorry, Martin, at that price, I just think I'll take a shot here. At this level of football, we have 2 very good teams, 2 teams that can definitely win. I think +1 is a very, very good bet, but exactly. I'll take a shot with the value here. I like betting on these big underdogs. I'll take a shot on 5 downs at +405 with Monaco, and I'll go over 3.5 goals.
Yeah, I agree with you as well. Goals, Monaco win, so going for sort of the upset, so to speak, the underdog in the match, but with +1, obviously a little safety net. I don't know. Yes, Dortmund lost, but it was at Bayern Munich. Dortmund were on the road. To be honest with you, if I were to play, I'd take you on here and do Dortmund win in this match. Not where I'm leaning. I'm leaning towards goals. Both teams to score. Alex has got that. Both teams to score and the over 2.5 goals. Very sort of safe bet, that 1.7, and then also the over 3. Go on.
If you want a lock bet, like a mortal lock, both these teams will score. I mean that's. I mean, you're going to have to lay a little bit, but there's no shot that doesn't come in. None.
I agree. You see the comments from Thomas Tuchel in the build up to this game. He said as much. It was similar to Pep Guardiola before the Monaco Man City game. He said Monaco are going to score. We need to at least score to have any chance of going through. Thomas Tuchel said the same thing. Both of these teams like to attack. Both of them are going to be going for it. There's not going to be much defending. There's going to be a lot of goals conceded. Both teams to score and over 2.5 goals at 1.7 just looks like a bet.
But their inconsistency in the field, playing forced to play with Emre, with the 17 or 18 years old, and with Dembele, Emre Mor and Dembele, who are doing a lot of good stuff, but they are still kids. And you saw that Dembele missed 2 opportunities versus Bayern Munich. So I think that Monaco is deadly on the break. If they catch Dortmund on the break, I think that there is a pretty big chance to win the match also.
Yeah,
Very interesting match. I think that it will be awesome.
Yeah, well, I'm definitely going on the goals, but I tell you what, one of the markets that I'm really interested in is actually Monaco to qualify. They're going to have to score here at Dortmund, get those crucial away goals, and then I think at home, I think that they will be really difficult for Dortmund, who struggle on the road to break down Monaco. So Monaco to qualify right now, 2.6. That's a bit of my a long shot bet, so to speak. But yeah, Monaco to qualify. Who thinks that Monaco can qualify, or sure the Monaco can
Absolutely.
qualify?
I'm in.
I mean, why can't they?
Nice.
The problem that you have with that bet, Natalie, is you're just not getting a lot of value. I mean, you're only getting plus 130 as far as on the American odds. The other issue that you have is, and again, I'm not saying that this is that big of a deal, but Monaco's crowd normally tends to be poor. It'll be decent for this game, I'm sure. But I mean, we've all seen their crowd. They definitely don't have the crowd that a Dortmund has or another team. I'm sure they'll be there watching this game, but maybe that is. Yeah, go ahead.
You think the crowd there was going to spur?
I mean, you look at
who knows? I don't know. I think we saw how Monaco played against the sort of the turnaround with Man City. I think that
Sure.
yeah, I don't know. For me, there's enough value. I'm not so much of a crazy better or a high, but I'm a sort of a slow and steady wins the race kind of girl. And 2.6. I can wait for that value to come in. So
a funny thing about the crowd is I think that they love to play outside from their home because they will hear some chants. Doesn't matter if they will be against them, but it will be a full stadium full of people that will sing. So I think that will give them goosebumps and will enter determined in the game.
It'll be full at Dortmund. Yeah. They have a great crowd there at Dortmund.
Yeah, I know. Actually, CB Metal here, back Dortmund at home, then Monaco at home, and maybe a qualifier play with them. That's how I think, to be honest with you, but definitely liking goals. Going to start to wrap this up. So we're going to prepare for our weekend recap and midweek bet show as well. So let's just quickly run through our best bet of Tuesday that we really like. Going to start with you, Alex.
So Juventus versus Barcelona, both teams to score at 1.77. Dortmund versus Monaco, Monaco to win with +1. Asian handicap at 1.84.
And of those two, which one would be your absolute favorite?
Monaco. I think that Monaco +1 gives a really good value.
Okay. And what about you, big man? What are you going for?
I'm going to go with Juve +164, and I'm going to go with Monaco and Dortmund over 3.5. We'll have a small stake on Monaco outright at +405. But the absolute, as you would say, Natalie, the cracker of the week, both teams to score, Monaco, Borussia Dortmund. Definitely. Guys, quickly, I just want to ask all of you, what about the draw maybe in that Monaco Dortmund? Definitely good odds. I mean, would anyone be surprised if that's 2-2, after 90?
No, this is why I took the +1, big man. I think that it's possible, yeah.
Good point.
I'm just staying away from the outrights on that one. I think you've got two crazy gung-ho teams attacking one another. Loads of match winners in this Borussia Dortmund team, but they do have their injury problems. It could really go either way. Just sticking with the goals, both teams to score and over 2.5 goals at 1.7. My cracker banker, not bet of the week.
Cracker banker, mother-in-law, you name it, bet the house. That's the one. Okay, I like that's mine as well. Actually, for that match, I like Juventus draw no bet though in the first one. I think if we're going to see a draw, I think more likely to be Juventus versus Barcelona. All right, fantastic stuff, guys.
Yeah.
Pardon?
I was saying Higuain at any time as well looks good. Juventus, Barcelona, former Real Madrid man up against the poor Barcelona defense. Could be another one. But no, you got the bank up, 1.7.
There we go. All right, great stuff. That wraps things up. Don't forget to also tune in tomorrow, same time, where we do Wednesday's matches, and then we will also do a halftime recap during the show. So we will look at our bets that we've placed, and then if there's any in-play bets we're playing for the second half as well. Thank you so much for watching, and guys, thank you so much for coming on board and sharing your tips.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.